Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Cummins and today I want to review a book for you by the publisher Tuttle, and it's called Japanese Garden Design by Mark Peter Keane. There we go. Right, I've got some stuff to say about this book, but first let's go through the basics. Right, it comes with a cover, of course, a dust jacket, which one likes to take off. Then you've got a lovely silver green hardback design. Internally it is full colour. You've got the full colour. I'll give you a view through this in a minute. Right, I've done many book reviews now, and some of them are, good. I always try to find the positive in a book. But I'm struggling to say things about this book because I think it's that good. I think it is one of the best books on Japan I've ever read. I was totally shocked. I thought, okay, I'll pick, when they said, will you do some book reviews? I was thinking, oh, garden design, let's have a look at that. But actually, it turns out that this book has been a history of Japan and mainly the samurai through the garden, which is absolutely outstanding. It's not at all just I think they should have changed the title to this, like Understanding Japan Through Japanese Gardens or something like that. Because many years ago, I was following Japanese things, Japanese this, and I thought, actually, I don't know anything. Everything I know is sort of like a little bit mainstream, and the mainstream seems to be wrong, as most of you follow me know this. So when I got this book and I was reading it, it was a great eye-opener for me to be like, okay, right, all right then. It goes through the different terms they use for garden, the different terms they use for, like, area. It shows the etymology of the word, how it develops, how the gardens change, how when the samurai take control, the gardens change, how the effects of Zen go onto the garden, how geomancy, where, like, north is this, south is that, and this is associated with spring, and that's associated with fire. All that goes into the garden. So basically, I'm at a loss for words because I could go through this book, pick out lots of interesting bits for you, but I don't think it really gets across what the excitement I had for this book. So what I'm going to do is, I'd just like to say, if there's anybody out there who's seriously interested in Japan and seriously interested in the samurai, I think it's a must for the shelf. I was all like, Hagakure, Gori no Sho, this, that, and the other. But then you're like, actually, I wish I'd have started with a Japanese garden book, believe it or not. So for all the people who follow me out there and anybody new, I would get it. I would actually get it. And it's not an easy book, but it's not by any means a difficult book. It's like a mid-range, quite well-written, well, very well-written, educated book on Japanese gardens. So what I'll do is let's have a quick look through it now together. Right, we've got Japanese Garden Design, a beautiful, beautiful section. As I said, full colour with really nice illustrations, photographs and drawings by the author, actually. Right, so the table of contents are God, spirit in nature, so that's the prehistoric origins. It talks here about how, the Shinto and the gods and the original religion of Japan. Poetry in paradise, this is the Heian aristocrats and the type of gardens they had. So the art of emptiness, that's when Zen Buddhism come in and changed everything. Then it goes on to the tea garden. Then these private niches, these little gardens, the collector's park, these are Edo period massive places, design principles, design techniques and design elements, then you're ending things like bibliography, etc. But let me try and show you some stuff. So as I said, the drawings are outstanding. Prehistoric, it starts to look at the way gardens were arranged, or enclosures were arranged in prehistory, the relationship with rocks and with spiritual nature, things like that. It's got loads of Japanese terminology in it, which is excellent, and it shows the beginning of the gardens. So here we are in the Heian period. But you see what I'm saying? It goes through the society and politics, and it doesn't give you a ridiculous, you don't have to read a book about it, it just gives you a lovely sum up there, and then the cultural development, which, yeah, it's talking about a garden, but it just fills you with information about Japan. So, for example, in going through Confucianism here, and then you've got the geomancy, or the different ways they interact with each other. I won't go through everything, but what I'm trying to get across is just the complexity and amazingness of this book. Shows you how everything's, like how Kyoto is actually set up in its system with the palace back in China. So, and how the different systems are called, how they all interact. It's really, really interesting. So let's just speed on a bit. Boom, boom, boom. Right, Tea Masters, the different types of... This was awesome, this. You know, you get the different types of kanji from straight block kanji all the way up to, like, what's it called? Social, like, squiggly kanji. And it's got it all here. And it gives you the different forms of where it's, like, absolutely correct, middle formal, and then, like, higgledy-piggledy if you want. Which is purposely done. We did talk about Wabi Sabi. There you go, Wabi Sabi. I put some up on that the other day. Just a minute, I've marked that page. Right, so, and then obviously I won't go through. The pictures are awesome. It takes you through society and politics. It takes you everything you need to know. The drawings are excellent. Let me just get to the end. It goes through the different flowers. It goes through the different types of bamboo. And then as you get to the end, it gives you the timeline of Japan and things that were happening in that timeline in the Japanese culture. So, for example, Zen Buddhism is introduced to Japan from China at this point. The way of tea, the way of flowers, the way of the sword, the way of the bow are developed. Plants in the text, it gives you all the information you need, the Latin and the Japanese. Then it's got your glossary, which has got loads of good terms. So basically, guys, what I want to say is that this book was outstanding. I would never have bought this in a million years. And Tuttle were like, you know, which ones do you want to do? I said, oh, go on, I wouldn't buy that, so give it here. I'd buy it first now. It's the first. And people say, oh, sorry, I always try to give a negative thing about it. My only negative thing I can say is that the title is misleading. It is about Japanese garden design, absolutely. But you would expect this to be sort of like an instruction on how to make gardens. And it's not. It's more of a tour de force through Japanese society, Japanese history, through the garden. So I would say change the name, because I would never have bought that. But if I'd have known it was like sort of like understanding Japan through gardens, or understanding the land of the samurai through gardens, I'd have gone for that without a doubt. Right guys, my name's Anthony Cummins. Subscribe, make sure you get this book if you're interested in samurai, and give it a proper read. Let me know what you think in the comments below.